You're going to tell me when we're ready? Good evening, and welcome to the June 21st meeting of the Wastewater and Water Commission. I'll now call the meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting an audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. If anyone in the audience is recording this meeting, please identify themselves for the record now by standing and stating the name and address. At this time, I'll ask that all electronic devices be placed in silent mode. And I believe I'm supposed to do a roll call. So George Cena is not here yet. Nick Erickson?
Here.
Mike McLaughlin?
Here.
Stephen Boderther?
Here.
Kobe O'Brien is not here. And I'm Rick Haley. Let's see. I don't believe we have a public forum, so we'll move into the agenda. Oh, let's see, I'm sorry, we sent out a copy of the minutes. Has everybody a chance to review them?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'll accept a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
The second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So let's start with water. John Deline?
Sure. Mass DP completed a sanitary survey last fall, took a few days to go through basically everything, the plants, every part of our water system, with fine tooth comb. We do that every couple of years. So we received a report. There was 32 deficiencies that they found, which they typically find some stuff. But the fortunate aspect this time around is that there wasn't anything in significant cost versus past ones, like replacing the Oak Hill tank or something like that. So probably the biggest cost item was the roof at the regional plant that needs to be replaced, which we know that anyway. So some of them involve before the regional plant, between the reservoir and regional plant, something like there's a hydrant up there that we have on the transmission main. It's not treated water. We have to put a label, an actual thing on there that says it's non-potable water, things like that. So like I said, it's a lot of small items. It sounds like a lot, but we have to have a response in by the end of next week that we're working on that. Our people are, going through the items and things like that. So so we'll meet that deadline. But like I said, the fortunate thing is that there isn't anything of monumental cost added in there, so I was happy about that. The water rates and fee increases are now effective. Customers will see those in their July bills as far as the water rates. I think the mayor has a press release that he's going to put out.
Yeah, I met with the mayor and his chief of staff to discuss how they wanted to put everything out there. So he had me prepare a press release, and he indicated that he only wanted to include year one of the rate increase in there. So I worked with Wendy from Wastewater to put that together, and then we sent that to Joan last week. So I'll follow up with her just to see if she needs anything else to get that out there.
So we should get that out a week or whatever before the July bills go out, because the water rate increases and wastewater increases effective June 1st. They won't see the bills again now, but they will see the next month's bills.
What was the kind of, just rough estimate, average household increase, just so I can be prepared when people start?
I'll get that to you. I can't remember. Yeah. It's old now.
I believe it was 12% increase for combined water sewer. Yeah.
Okay, so if your bill's $80, it's going to be another $10 or so.
Yes.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
$10 to $12.
And will there be something going out with this current bill?
No, with this current bill, but there'll be the press release in the next bill.
Right. Yeah, we'll take that press release document and tuck that right into the bill. And that's a little different than we've done it in past years, but we want to make sure that the mayor's office is happy.
Next item I have is the Oakville storage tank. That's moving along quite well. They do have the roof all in place now. They lift the slabs in, did the pours that basically secure the roof in and seal the seams. So it's moving right along the building, the new cluster building there with all the controls in. They were working on that today, getting it wired in. We're still, scheduled for having that back online by the end of July, so that'll be good. We have really happy to meetings with the weather we've been having, but if we have some hotter weather in August, as we sometimes do, it'll be good to have that tank back online. So everything's going really well with it. No surprises, no big change orders or anything like that. I didn't anticipate it here for a while. It's pretty much straightforward. All the concrete pours are done, except for a couple small ones. And they just got to build the tank with the color that we selected. And, of course, site restoration, mowing and seeding, fencing, so which will be done. The mowing and seeding will be done, I think, in August, September, August, so we can try to grow grass during the summer. So fall's a good season to do that. So, like I said, everything's going real well. I'm real pleased with the contract. And very good. And, everything they said too, and very accommodating. So, especially with regards to traffic and access, something I try to minimize our impacts on the neighborhoods. Staffing update, we're down to 2 vacancies, and we down to 1 vacancy. We had 2 people start this week, so a treatment operator, a distribution operator, so we're in pretty good shape now. Like I said, we have one other person we're working on. We have 1 vacancy and a couple of potential people there. With the person we're moving off to right now. But the new pay rates, we've actually, like I said before, whatever I agree, but it's like we've actually attracted people with experience from all the water systems. We're at a committed rate. Somebody who's looking for a change. Before, somebody that wasn't looking for a change wasn't going to come here for less money. Now we have people that's like, yeah, I just want to change and stuff. And, so we're happy to have those more experienced people and licensed people to hire as we train. So somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience. And the last item, I know Mike had asked before, we talked about the other day when we were into each other about a tour. So I'm not sure if anybody would be interested, taking a tour around. Like to do like a couple commission members at a time. So we want to make it a public hearing, but we can maybe visit some of the sites, the local tank, the other plants, and maybe I'd like to bring you out to Meat House, where the gatehouse is going to be rehabbed, to show you what's going on, out to the Marionette pump station. So we can do that. I don't mind staying late one day or whatever, taking people out there. So I can send out some emails and see if somebody might be interested.
Might do that, but I'd love to see it. Yeah, it'd be.
Do the plant up at Bridge Road, but I think it'd be kind of nice to see the regional plant, but also some of the reservoirs and dams and things that we have to deal with out in the western, out the southern watershed. So the Oak Hill project would probably really need to see that where that's at. So appreciate it.
That'd be great.
Reach out and figure out some days and stuff. So okay.
Great. Thank you.
And that's pretty much it tonight. It's been fairly quiet overall on wood and the water system. And like I said, the new staff, the staffing, we have actually, I should put on there, but we've actually done more flushing this year. We've done like 3 or 4 hydrants and moving right along. So I'm really happy about that because not only is it good for water quality, we identified hydrants that might have been hit during the winter or plowing or some other works, different, being work hard and some lubrication. So we've accomplished an awful lot with that this year with the personnel. We provide safe drinking water, as priority, but secondly, and most important, adequate fire protection, making sure fire hydrants work when they're needed. So I'm really happy to see the progress we made in that area this year for the personnel we have on the staff. So.
John, any other questions for John?
Nope.
Great.
Thanks.
Mark McNamara, what do you have for us for
Wastewater.
wastewater?
Now, my first item is the new CSO project that has begun, CSO 10. It's part of that sewer separation mandate that we have. The project began this past Monday on June 19th. That's when Polito started to mobilize their equipment, and you can see a lot of it over by the corner of River and Main.
I'm sorry, when did you say?
Polito has started to mobilize their
has
equipment.
started.
You can
Okay.
see it where they are. They're located over by River and Main, right at that corner. I handed out some a construction notification. This is what's going to be going out to the residents in the area, so whoever's being affected and all the properties adjacent to it. So they'll get the notice of the construction, and there's also a map inside. So it gives it shows them the area that will be affected, so they'll have a good idea. The first area they're starting in is on West Street, and that scheduled to probably start this week. They haven't broke ground yet, but that's the first place on their agenda. And after West Street, they're going to be heading over to Ashburnham Hill Road next. Don't plan on any detours this month, but it could, as the project progresses. And I think Ashburnham Hill Road is going to be taking up until about the first week of July for those areas. So that's what I have on the CSO project. Any questions?
Questions?
Okay. Staffing update. We do have a vacancy as an operator position. One of our operators got promoted to senior operator back in March or February. So his old position we're starting to hire. It looks like we can probably hire within. There's another employee from another department within the wastewater plant who's looking to transfer over. So if that follows through, then we'll have all the operator positions filled. But if he does move over, that will then create another vacancy for his position. So we haven't added any bodies. We're shuffling them around right now to fill the slots, but it will help on the overtime because the operators is where all the overtime gets used. Those are positions that are mandated to get filled. We do have a senior operator who's retiring this Friday. He's been on the job for 32 years, and so he's retiring Friday the 23rd. We've posted his position on the city's website and also on some of the websites that, wastewater operators visit and look for other jobs. Haven't gotten any qualified candidates yet, so we're hoping that someone steps forward before the overtime gets old. Or we hope that someone within, the best solution would be an in-house candidate passes his exam and we can promote him. So we're working on that. We're trying to tutor some of the candidates down there and try to get them able to take that grade 6 test. But the grade 6 test only has a passing rate of about 19%. So it's a tough test. So we're hoping that we can fill those positions, get the overtime done, and have a full house. The West Plant repurposing project, that's the anaerobic digester that we're hoping to have at the old West Plant. We're right now in the process of trying to obtain a permission or permit through the regulatory agencies, through the Mass DEP, the EPA. So we're in discussions with that. We did have a conference call this week with the governor's new climate czar, Melissa Hoffer. So that went well. We gave her a rundown on the whole project. She seemed very interested. We're hoping to have her support behind this, and so it'll help open doors and smooth things out if we need to. Next week, there's a meeting with the Mass DEP and EPA trying to resolve the permitting questions. We believe we have a pathway of getting it done. We'll see if that happens on Tuesday. So, once that's done, then we can start progressing with that project. And the last item I have is the rain barrel program. Another year has gone. I think this is our 8th year, I think. We had 41 barrels sold, and the last day to purchase them was last June 11th, and they will be handed out this Saturday down the East Plant. So that's all I have.
Any questions for Mark? No. Okay, that's our agenda. Is there any other business? If not, our next meeting will be Wednesday, July 19th at this building. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion to adjourn.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.